Hi, this is Cindy from Paints on Fire, and I wanted to go over a few steps on the Hugging Snowman platter that I thought maybe a video would help you see it better than reading the instructions alone. So this is the platter that we're going to make, and you're really not going to believe how easy it is to do this, to get this picture on here. The tools we'll be using will be a toothbrush, a few paint brushes, and a toothpick to create this pretty platter. Now, before you start painting your detail, you do have to put on 4 coats of the marshmallow white, which is a satin glaze. It's not going to be a high gloss finish on the platter itself, but as you can see, the characters and the painting that you do will have a high gloss finish on there. So it will just be a little different than probably something that you painted before. So paint on your 4 coats on the front and the back. And make sure that you paint along the edge here, because I won't be dipping these in clear glaze afterwards. So this is your glaze finish, what you're putting on here. That would be the first step. And then let it dry really well. And then the next thing that you're going to do with the pencil and the pattern that we give you is that you're going to use this tracing paper. Now the dull side is up, and then the bright side, the bright red side, would be towards your platter. And then you're going to put your picture on there, and you're just going to trace it with your pencil. Now the red will burn off, so don't worry about it. If you get it all over the edges, don't try to cover the red. It'll just absolutely burn off. Even if you decide you don't want to paint an area where you have the pattern on there, it's not going to show. It will burn off. So that would be your first step to start your picture, is to get the pattern on there. Now, most of it is self-explanatory. I'm not going to go over every little part of it, but I do want to show you a little bit about doing the scarf. So what we're going to do is we're going to paint 2 coats on the scarf of the snowman in here. You're going to give it 1 coat. And they don't have to be very heavy coats, and it does not have to be perfect. You want this plate to be a little whimsical. So perfect lines, really, it's not necessary on this plate. Let this dry just a little bit, and then you'll go back over it with a second coat. I don't know if you can see that well. Now afterwards, you'll be outlining every part of this project with your detail brush and some black glaze. And remember, even on that part, your lines don't have to be perfect. They can break off, they can be squiggly. It will look better if you don't try to do a perfect line and a perfect pattern on there. Then what you're going to do when this dries just a little bit on the snowman scarf is you're going to go back with your toothpick, and you're going to just carve in the design of the scarf. That's all you have to do. You'll do this while it is a little bit wet, and what you don't want to do is dig in really deep so that you go down all the layers and hit the bisque, because I won't be glazing it and that won't be food safe. But while it's wet, it is pretty easy to just go across the surface and scratch in your design, and that's how you do your scarf. Then when it says on there about outlining the snowman and the beard of the gnome, what we mean by that is you don't want to paint the whole snowman gray. You're just going to get your small round brush, and you're just going to go right around the outside, just like this. 1 coat. It's going to be very light because 1 coat is translucent, but it'll just give the outline of the snowman, and then you're just going to put some streaks in here for the beard. That's it. That's all you have to do with that. When you go back with your black, you can add a few more lines in here, and then you'll outline your snowman so that you'll be able to see that. You can do the same thing on the hat. We did it with red and then the gray polka dots, but if you decide you want to do the carving on a hat, I mean, it's your platter, have fun with it. You can put designs in, but that's how you do that. The other part that I wanted to just go over is about making the birch trees have bark. And this is so simple. It's a Bob Ross technique, but we're not using palettes and oil paints. We're using a little piece of oak tag right here and a little bit of black glaze on the paper plate or the foam plate. You're going to take this end, the shorter end of the oak tag, and just dip it a little bit into the black, just like that. And then just test it on your paper plate. All you want to do is drag it. You're just dragging it. So that's what you're going to do when you get to your tree. You're randomly going to just drag the, I don't know how well you can see that with my hand there, but you're just going to drag the paper over, and it's going to make the bark. And so you get some parts here that was a little bit more dry, and that will even give a more realistic look to the bark on the tree. So you're going to go dip it back in, go back up on the tree, just randomly, and just add a little bark. And then you're going to go back and do the other side. You can dip it in again. You can add a little bit to the middle, just like that. And that's how you create the bark, is with this little piece of paper. Nothing scary about it. It's really easy. You can't make a mistake. It's a lot of fun. Also, when you're done with this, when you're done with the whole thing, again, you're going to outline the tree. And that creates your tree. So don't worry about perfect lines. Trees should be bumpy. They should be crooked, a little bit uneven. The branches that come out of here, they'll have knots in there, they'll have broken limbs. So don't try for perfection, just have fun with it. Those are the few things I wanted to show you about how to get this plate finished up. One more thing, I don't know if you've ever did snow before, but the easiest way to make snow, and we're spattering it on the plate, so you can see a little bit of snow on the snowman and the gnome and the trees. This is going to be a gloss glaze, so it's going to show up over the matte white finish that you have on your platter. And really all you're going to do with that is you're going to dip just the tip of your toothbrush right here, the top of it, right here, into the white. Don't do like me, I just let all my colors run together. And I'm not going to do it on the platter because I'm not finished yet, but I'll do it on here. You're just going to run your finger across the top like this. And as you do that, it's going to spray the paint, and it's going to make little snow flakes. And you can go over that as many times as you like. What you don't want to do is, there are some techniques where it's called spatter, where you actually load the paintbrush up and then hit it. If you do that, you're just going to get way too much white on your plate. So just dip it in, bring your toothbrush up just with the tip of your finger, and let the bristles go. And as you do that, you're going to be making snowflakes on your plate. And really, that's all there is to this plate. I hope you have fun with it. It's really unique. It's fun. It looks like it was really a lot of work. And once you get started, you're going to realize how really easy it was to make this. Have fun.